I sometimes um come up when I look at sex workers or everything. I think it always comes down to this question, and I've done this video before, and I guess it erased or deleted, or it probably wasn't that good. I probably didn't think it was that good. I kind of like take multiple takes of this, but anyway, would you date a sex worker? And my answer is it varies on the sex work. If she's a porn star, no. If she's a stripper, yes. If she does OnlyFans, no. And my personal reason is why, okay, so yes, they are all part of sex work, but I feel like each one of them is different. At least with strippers, depending on what strip club you go to, like some strippers you can't even touch. Like I'm from DC, we used to have the strip club called Baz and Crew, and Baz and Crew you can touch the strippers and all that other stuff, and that's about as far as it goes. They don't really fuck. But there was I forgot another strip club I went to. There was a hole in the wall where like for some money you could actually fuck the strippers. If she worked in one of those, then I'm probably not. But if she worked at Stadium, which is like a gentleman's club, and is where a lot of celebrities go, and I'm pretty sure some celebrities smash the strippers too. I'm not gonna be frightened, but chances are she is less likely to get touched on, or and because security is deep in there, so you can't even touch the strippers. They'll throw your ass out. Um I didn't try, but I peeped around the surroundings. Security is deep in there, and but like I said, it's less likely. And even if they did, they get dealt with. So that one I can deal with. And plus, most strip clubs are very local, so it's not like you really know, like the whole world's gonna know your business. The thing about I say this all the time about sex work, and I've had this talk with my peoples on the podcast. And I don't know if I got to clear out because we was kind of like interrupting each other, but I want to make sure I get it clear out right here. And this is my theory. Y'all can say I'm right or wrong or not, but I think men still put women on a higher pedestal, and that's why we don't want our women working OnlyFans, or we don't like the idea of women working on OnlyFans. Yes, they could get a lot of money in it, but to us, morally in our heads, is wrong. Which is why when people say you don't like black women, and I sort of like disagree with that, because like some of our actions we doing, and a lot of women is thinking because it's misogyny, or you just want to have the power or control, and I personally don't think that. I personally think that we still hold women to a higher standard, especially if it's a woman we like. Okay, and the thing about sex work, and now this part, the people in the podcast, I think they understand my point, but I still have trouble explaining shit. When it comes to sex work, I think the beauty of sex work, like the strip clubs, porn, and hell, even OnlyFans, is taboo. About it is taboo, because a lot of people say, "Oh, y'all don't like sex out there in a up in public, but y'all watching thousands of hours of porn," and you got to tell them it's a time and place for everything. Okay, like when I'm by myself, and maybe if I'm horny and I don't have nobody, yeah, I will watch some porn, or I'll jerk off to some porn and some stuff. I'll probably go to a strip club and look at some strippers and smack them on the ass. Most dudes they'll go to an OnlyFans, but the thing is that's on their own leisure time. Probably when either no one's around, and like with porn it's no one around, but when the strip clubs is maybe like one or two of your boys, and you want to go to the strip club just to look at some bitches, that's on leisure time. But even then, we're not we're I don't want to say bragging about it, because most people do. Man, I was in this dog. Like we'll brag, but we'll brag to our boys, not really to the world. And that's how I've seen people. Like we'll brag to the world. Most of the time, but most of the time it's just like we're. How can I say this? It stays between us, because sometimes we don't like. if dudes have girlfriends, we don't want your girl to be knowing that I just went to a strip club. Even if he didn't throw not $1, and he was like a saint throughout that whole time, he don't want his girlfriend knowing he was going to a strip club. A lot of men are like that. Like some things are taboo. Like I tell people, you don't watch porn in front of your grandma. Cause a lot of people, y'all act like I'm watching porn in front of my grandma or some shit like that. Whereas women, y'all be wearing them coochie cutters in front of your fucking dads and shit, or like you get the coochie cutter joints with your ass out in front of your dads and shit. And like, there's some things in my life. I think where I'm getting to, there are some things in my life that I don't want my parents to know that I do. Cause I'm still like, even if like they understand that I'm an adult, I don't really talk like this around them. Like, I don't tell my mom that I'm going to strip clubs, making it rain on some joints, or I'm not telling my mom, yo, this one joint, she had the fattest ass. Well, she had I had to come up in there. I was in that pussy. Like I'm not saying this shit to my moms. Like, or like to our elders. Like, men, we still have a respect to our elders where we understand that there's a time and place for everything, and some conversations are not worth talking to our elders. Right? But like, especially imagine me, like my grandmother she's a church lady to the T. Like a church lady to the T. Imagine me talking some porn shit to my grandmothers. Grandmother slapped the taste out of my mouth. Boy, what's wrong with you? And then my father would whoop my ass. It's like, what are you doing disrespecting grandma like that? Like, I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe, there's some rebellious people there, and I can't speak for gay men, but there are some dudes that just like, we respect our elders to a point where, some things are not worth, speaking to everybody. And like I said, correct me if I'm wrong here, I don't feel like women do that. Because a lot of people, when it comes to, like, when they try to defend where, this is how you got here, this is how, sucking and fucking. And I said, okay, obviously, and I asked one of my homeboys, I was like, you have a son and daughter? He said, got a son and a daughter on the way. I said, when do you think it's appropriate to tell him about the birds and the bees? And he said, that's a good question. I think, and basically his answer was, when old enough to know, when they get to the point when they hit puberty, which is a good answer. And it's like, okay, now you as a parent, and this is where I understand where a lot of people, you as a parent, you're trying to protect your child from not seeing some obscene thing. Because we was talking about WAP, the WAP controversy and other stuff, and like, and to keep it short, I've seen more raunchy shit than WAP. WAP is actually not that raunchy, but since everybody was talking about how that set women back, and this was a white woman, by the way, I know there was some niggas there, but mostly this shit started from, y'all see my video, what we talking about. I even like put the tweet up there. It started from a white woman who was talking about it set women back. So I keep like, the conservatives is always going to be the conservatives, but even like to the points where showing homosexual activities on TV, some people have a problem with that. Like, they don't think their child should be exposed to that. Now, that's up to them. As a parent, that's up to them. But I feel like if they're going to ask you, and I feel like you have to have some suitable answer to them. Or they're going to find out for themselves. Like, don't get me wrong. And also, I also say this, when it comes to like, I was sneaking around, like, looking at, even at my younger age, I was sneaking around looking at porn. I was sneaking around, like, getting on booty sites and all that other stuff. Learning how to, like, watch some things and, like, erase them before my mom could find out that I was on these porn sites and all that stuff. This is me 14 years old, or 14 to, like, damn near when I got out the house, trying to be slick and shit before my parents, just so my parents don't know I was on any of these sites. I was trying to cover my tracks and all that stuff. I learned how to erase cookies at 14. It was like erase all, undo all your clear history and shit, because people can find out your history. Like, I was doing that at 14. Now back to sex work. I feel like when it comes to that, men do hold I've always said this. Men, like, we hold women like to a high pedestal, and I feel like if we didn't, we would have been put women on OnlyFans. I know there's some men that now. I know what you're thinking, but there are people on Pornhub, there are couples that fuck on TV all the time. Yes, I know. And they're couples and they're doing it. And most of them, and I've seen it, they don't even show their faces. I'm pretty sure some of them do, but I know a lot of them don't really show their faces. They have aliases. I've seen a couple people that, they have real big... I remember the first... I don't remember her name, but it was this porn star. She was like, I'm a lawyer in real life, but I do this shit on the side. I don't want my face to be known, so she always wore a mask when she was fucking somebody. So, people didn't know who the fuck she was. And I know a lot of people was like that. When they don't want to know who the fuck they are, they either wear ski masks or they wear this like New Orleans masquerade mask or some shit like that just to hide their identity. Because, there's some people that don't want this shit. There are some women that have OnlyFans that when they get leaked, they're like, oh shit, please don't tell my dad that my dad is doing this. Because they know your father doesn't, or, your parents is not approving of this. So there are people, like, the thing about sex, and, it shows that if you feel like you're doing this way, you shouldn't be doing it in the first place. But, there's a lot of women that's just bold. It's my body, my choice. Yeah, it's your choice, but there are some things that men just don't want you to do. Even at the lowest, men don't want you. I feel like there are some things men don't want you to do, like doing an OnlyFans. Or because if they really didn't, and if it was really about the money, and if I know that my girl could get $30K in a month just because niggas want to see her pussy, I'd have been do it. But no, it's like, because not only that shit reflects to her, it reflects to me too. And I feel like women who do that with their boyfriends, I understand there's a difference between boyfriends and husbands and shit, but I still feel like if you're seeing, even in a relationship where you see a future with him, like you feel like this dude is going to marry him, I feel like, okay, when I do this, is my boyfriend going to be mad at me? Is my boyfriend going to approve? And if he says no, I do feel like you got to respect your wishes. Just the same way, it's just like, if a girl tell me, look, I don't like you flirting with other women, that's a sign of cheating to me. I have to respect that, because I gotta respect it, because I gotta respect how she feels, and I gotta respect her coming to me and saying, look, this is a sign of cheating for me. I don't like that. I'm not comfortable when you flirt. All right, I don't do that shit. I can't be like, oh, this is my body, my choice. Another example I used to give, because a lot of people's like, just because I'm like, because I remember this old argument, and it was basically how women dress and all that other stuff. So she was like, and this woman, she said, I had a boyfriend, and he don't care the way I dress, he accept. Now, most people kind of look at it as beta male. Look, I feel like, if you want to express yourself, you can, but this is what I basically told her. Let's say you're going to a restaurant, and it's a formal type of restaurant where you gotta wear suits and ties or dresses and everything, right? And you tell your boyfriend, baby, we're going to this place for dinner. It's a formal affair, so please dress up, please look clean, and all that other stuff. And you're there, you're dressed up, you looking cute, and all that other stuff. This man got on street clothes, like a dingy ass white beater, some unwrinkled jeans, and some tennis shoes, and is not dressed up in a formal fit. And you're just gonna, I said, what are you gonna do then? And then so she tried to turn on people with all this different. I said, no, because he let you down, because y'all represent each other. Because you're gonna look at him like, babe, I told you to dress up and all that other stuff. And if he hits you with the, oh, it's my body, is the way I dress, this is how I dress, you gotta take me and leave, I said, you're gonna get angry. I was like, you don't respect me enough that, hey, we're going to this formal event, could you at least dress nicely? And some dudes are like that. Hey, all right. Sometimes it's just like we're not controlling you. Like, hey, look, we're going to my mom's. My mom's very she very formal. Could you ain't gotta fucking dress like a fucking nun, but put on some nice clothes that I ain't gotta hear her fucking mouth because I am going to her house. It's like I'm going like you gotta respect her house. It's her house, you rules, so you respect this shit. I don't, and I'm giving you the heads up. And if you coming in there like in some hoochie gear, I'm gonna look at you. I'm gonna hit you up before my mama do. Because like, nah, you just because that way you disrespected me. Not only you disrespected me, you're disrespecting my mama in her house. All right, and I tell her when this is your house, and people's like, is that the type of that sounds like a type of troll? It's no, it's just respect for one people. One thing about relationships, it's about compromising for the other person. If look, if I want you to like just do this one thing for me, I hoping that you will respect me enough to do that for me, and me vice versa. If I slip and if I fuck up, let me know I fucked up. All right, my bad, honey. I'm sorry, honey. Let me go change it. Let me go put on something more, presentable for you. And what just things like that. And I feel like, and vice versa. I feel like it works both ways. With sex worker, it's just like I feel like there are some things I don't want everybody, and this is just me personally. Like, I don't care if you're the best head giver out there. I don't want to see other niggas knowing you give head. Because niggas, like, not. And I think a lot of women don't get this. A lot of niggas get real disrespectful, especially when they know they can try you. And and sometimes niggas do not feel like fighting the world. Like, they'll fight for you, but sometimes, not all the time. I don't feel like fighting the world for you. I don't want to just get up and I have to beat a nigga ass every time he say, damn, your wife sucks a mean ass dick, bruh. Boy, if that was me, I'd have fucked the shit out your wife. Oh, she fucking everybody? Hey, yo, let me fuck your wife, bruh. Like, you women don't understand how fucking disrespectful niggas can get. Matter of fact, I think some of y'all do. And I think some of y'all enjoy it. Maybe like a good 10 or 20%. Like seeing like they man fighting for him, or when a nigga get disrespected, like there's a good 10-20% of y'all that like that, or y'all those y'all get in trouble and goes, my man will whoop your fucking ass, and this nigga trying to enjoy himself, and he's just like, huh? Hey, yo, go ahead with that shit, well, and some niggas are like that. Some niggas ain't trying to like, but I know there are niggas that's just like want to beat a nigga ass for no reason, and I feel like that's a toxic relationship, just brewing there. Because if you're an instigator and he just like hitting niggas for no reason, both of y'all just toxic. And I don't even want to say that y'all belong together. I just need fucking help. If that is that what gets y'all off? So, in conclusion, would I date a sex worker? Depends on what it is, because I think there's levels to this sex worker shit, and I feel like there's levels to what a lot of men can tolerate. And no, I don't think he's insecure. If I don't think a nigga is insecure, even if you're dating a porn star, it's just like I feel like even then a man is trying to test his how secure he is to dating one. Like, even to me, even me dating a stripper is kind of pushing it, because niggas seen you naked. Hey, and then you gotta go, like, it's just the fact that niggas try you, and it's the fact that going out to, hey yo, I seen that bitch at stadium, son. Oh, she got a fat ass. Even if he's trying to compliment, nigga, you a lucky ass nigga. But at the same time, them same niggas are like, nigga, I bet you gonna fuck you like I would. Nigga, I'd fuck the shit out you. And like, these niggas, like, I've dead ass seen niggas flirt with another nigga's girl in front of their face. And it's just like, do you not see my man right now? Yo, fuck that nigga. It's just like, yeah, those, like, them niggas right there, them bold ass niggas, and they don't scared. They ain't scared of shit. But I guess that's that hyper masculinity that women be talking about and shit. That I do like that. That's the shit I feel like you just doing too much, and those are the niggas that doing too much. But anyway, that's all I feel. Would you? So let me ask y'all: would y'all date a sex worker? Whichever one it is, let me know in the comment section. Till then, my name is Oskino Fly, and I'm out. Peace.